It'll be all of this will be clipped out. Um, I just want to make sure that the settings are right because I've never had so many in a group before. So I want to play with the settings a little bit while we're doing this. Okay.
Okay.
The only reason you're being recorded right now. So, first of all, hi, welcome. I'm glad everybody's here. Haley will not be joining us. She has decided that since she lives in the UK, this is too late at night for her to do the meetings. So she graciously bowed out. So it is the five of us that will be doing the investigating, which I'm okay with. How about y'all? Are you feeling okay?
I
Oh,
feel
yeah.
okay.
Yeah. All right.
Absolutely.
All right. So I just want to start. First, I want to say that we're every week when we meet, and this meeting will be a little bit longer than all the rest of them will be, just because we're kind of ironing out our kinks, right? But in every meeting, I want us to choose what category, or excuse me, what topic or subject matter we're going to do for the next week. I want us to vote on it. Okay. And that's why tech support is here, because we have a chat box somewhere right here at the bottom of the screen. Does everyone see their chat box?
See here.
I don't, but I'm on my
Oh,
phone.
okay.
I'm gonna type in hi, and hopefully it'll pop
I see
up
it
for
now.
everyone.
I see that. Yep.
Oh, okay.
I'm usually afraid to.
Okay.
I'm usually afraid to press any buttons, but yeah, I see
Me
it,
too.
and I'm gonna press
Okay.
it.
Press
Okay,
that
there it
button,
is.
Mike.
Hey,
Yeah.
Press that button. Sounds like
Be
we're
a
on a game
rebel.
show.
Press that button.
I don't know what's gonna happen.
That
Oh,
button.
I swiped left, and now I can see everybody all at
And
once.
now you're right.
Well,
Yeah.
What I had to do. But I still don't know
I'm
how
gonna
to
press
chat.
more. I'm gonna press more buttons more often, man. I like that.
all right. So we're going to, like tonight, for example, we're going to vote in the chat box by number category to choose our category that we're going to start with. And in the next 4 weeks, we'll stick with that category and we'll just do a new topic every week. Okay. A new subject or person of interest or whatever it will be. Right.
Okay.
And so then that will be our first vote, and the majority will just win because that's the fairest way. You know, that's the fair way to do it. Majority wins. Then after we choose our category, we will choose our topic or subject matter. And I have a list here of all kinds of different ideas of categories. And by all means, if anybody has an idea for a new category, and especially if you have a new topic or subject matter that should go under a said category, I want you to participate in that. I want this to be a creative effort on all of our parts. Okay. Now, I'm going to share a 24-minute video just to kind of give an idea of what I hope to achieve with our group. Okay. So sit back and relax for a moment. Any day now. Any day now. What is going on? All right, I'm going to refresh it.
It's coming.
Oh. Too bad I done clicked the button, Mike.
Oh no.
School's out, and 14-year-old Rachel Domus is running late. She misses her bus and starts the 3-mile walk home. She never makes it. Although there's no evidence of foul play, the pressure is on Detective Gary Miko to find the girl quickly.
Didn't have a crime. We didn't have a victim. We didn't have evidence of anything.
But psychic Nancy Weber claims to see a crime unfolding.
I know he's the killer.
Can the rookie cop and the seasoned psychic team up to find the missing girl?
So I'm going
Long
to
Valley,
dive
New
deeper
Jersey.
into this. And I'm going to put together a team of psychic investigators. And we're going to get to the bottom of this. Because I feel like we're on the precipice of something really big. We're going to blow this can of worms wide fucking open. And in the process, I'm going to show you how you naturally, in your daily, read energy, can see between the lines, discern between truth and lies, and find the answers in the ethereal, the quantum, the Akash, that we've all wondered and sought after. I'm going to show you that this isn't just about me being able to channel, to uncover these truths, but how you can too. Because if we ever are to make this world a better place, it does have to begin with us. And beginning with us means learning who you are and how to use that to make a difference. So stay tuned, because we're fixing to blow this wide open. Much love. Oh, and one more thing. And how does this all fit together? And go along with that same narrative and rabbit hole that we've already been following, that always leads back to some form of solicitation or sales of other human beings. I truly feel something inside me that says we're on the precipice of really understanding all of this so much better. And I'm totally excited about getting to the end of this mystery and having it solved, finding the conclusions and the truth, and bringing it out from the dark into the light.
And as I see it, and I can still picture them, there are two huge drums. Normally, I can't tell you, but I knew 55-gallon drums, big drums.
She said, you know, he can see you. He's up on a hill. She paused. He's groggy. He's out of it. He's overdosed on something. He's almost, delirious or delusional. Or she was just talking about how he was his mindset. He's physically, he was tired. He wanted to go home. He can't go home because he knows you're there. He sees police cars come and go, and so he's afraid, but he desperately wants to go home. Sometime on Sunday evening, a decision was made to place a Chester Township police officer in the Manfredonia residence, just in case Michael came home again.
And I grab a piece of paper, back of something, and I make a very rough sketch of where the gallons of drums are in a hill with pools of water.
And she said, you're going to catch him. And she looked at me and she said, real soon. At that exact moment, my police radio, which had been quiet most of the night, on the police radio, you could hear that Chester Township officer on his walkie-talkie say, all units, he's in the home now. And I said to her, you have to leave. and sort of opened the door and kind of booted her out of the car and told her I'd be in touch and thank you. And
Gary starts the car shifting, and I jumped out of the car. And he sped away, and that was it.
as I'm racing towards the home, I'm thinking about this encounter and floored by what just happened to me.
Gary arrives on the scene just as Manfredonia is being put in an ambulance. He jumps in, reads Manfredonia his rights, and accompanies him to the hospital. Once again, Nancy Weber's prediction proved to be uncannily accurate. 72 hours after Rachel Domas was first reported missing, Gary Miko and George Duker have brought her killer to justice.
For 11 years, the 11 years that followed Rachel's death, I tried to deny emotionally what I felt about this case. Feelings of being vulnerable, feelings of being a father of daughters, feeling of, again, the same thoughts and questions I had when I sat with Rachel at her crime scene. How could this happen? How could this happen? And could we have prevented it at all? No, it's 20 years later, and it's still close under the surface. It's still there.
Nancy Weber had been right about a lot of things. Her psychic feeling that the killer was somehow connected to the smell of oil was spot on. Manfredonia was a car mechanic. The location where he was found was surrounded by oil drums, just as she had described. She was also correct about his being suicidal. Manfredonia told police that he wanted to take his own life, and he was high on an overdose of cold medicine when arrested. On Monday, September 16th, 1985, Michael Manfredonia confessed to murdering Rachel Domas in a blinding, frenzied rage. He's currently serving a life sentence at New Jersey State Prison.
Now, I appreciate your patience watching that, but I want to give you an idea of what I hope that we can do as a team to prevent these type of outcomes. And when there are these type of outcomes, to help to close the case, solve the crime, and bring justice and the body, if necessary, home to their loved ones. A lot of what we do will probably not be something for the faint of heart. And if at any time any of you are having trouble coping with or dealing with any particular case or subject that we're on, because we're going to feel things, we're going to see things in our mind's eye that we wouldn't normally see. So if you need someone, know that you have group support, and you are always welcome to come to me, particularly if you need to, because some of this may be kind of icky and ugly, right? I mean, if we're doing the Titanic or 9/11, maybe something we can handle a lot easier, even though even they have gory details to them. But I want to just go around the room and let everybody introduce themselves at this point. And when you introduce yourself, I would like for you to say your name, your zodiac sign, and then tell us what kind of ideas, thoughts, hits came to you while you were watching this episode. And Missy, we'll start with you.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome.
So, my name is Missy, and I am a Leo. And
Unmute your.
Oh, is it not? Oh, I did it for my own.
There
Okay,
you
so
go.
my name is Missy, and I'm a Leo. And my hit on that was I just felt like drugs were involved in some sort of way. That's about all I picked up on that.
Okay. Jen, you want to go next?
Okay. I'm Jen. I'm a Virgo, and I was just kind of blown away at how accurate the psychic was. I mean, that's not the first time I've heard of psychics working with law enforcement, but that's the first time I actually saw it. You know, that was pretty trippy.
Okay. Did you have any hits of your own?
I don't think so.
Okay. That's all right.
Yeah.
All right. Jana?
Hello, I'm Jana, and I'm an Aries. And my when it first started, I was like, okay, so she's dead. Um, they're gonna find him really quick, but like details aren't really my thing. But I have a really like I don't visualize, so I have a really strong intuition. Like I just know things. And it's like this, it's almost common sense with those kinds of stories. It's like, for me, it's like, you know, well, she didn't make it to school. Something happened. Someone did something to her, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and I had a feeling it would be solved fairly quickly, but that's what I got.
Okay. And you're right. A lot of it does just seem like common sense to us,
Hmm.
but it's actually intuition speaking. And I do feel like even though all of you are sort of new at trusting your intuition to do something like this, I feel like as you go, you're going to learn to trust yourself even more, and it's going to be a really beautiful journey. So the visualization is something that could actually come to you later on. Okay. Yeah. Mike.
So I'm Mike Walker. I'm a Libra. The first thing that I thought of was she didn't miss the bus. I don't know why I thought that. Um, I
And you
mean,
could be right.
that's just what I thought, and I
Mhm.
really like what Jana said, and that's exactly how I feel. Is I didn't have much visualization. It was more of a gut intuition.
Mhm.
Um, and I, I understand what she means when she says common sense.
Mhm.
And Kelly's right. It's. I think we can learn from each other. Like this psychic on the show, you give her something tangible, and that opens up a whole nother door. And I feel like I can visualize more because I am a pineal gland, remote viewing, astral projection. Like I've flirted with these things before. It's just a matter of concentrating and just putting that love into something to help figure something out.
Yeah. Well said. Well said. And I'm Kelly, and I'm a Cancerian, if anybody doesn't know that about me. And immediately, I also got the impression that she didn't actually miss the bus. I felt like somehow she knew him, or she had skipped school and was walking home, or something, right? Something else happened. I don't feel like she missed the bus either. Um, and I really love how the psychic was able to pick up on different things like the smells of what he smelt like, right? And I want you all to trust that. As we're working on these cases, I want you to always have your pen and paper handy. I want you to document your immediate thoughts. I want you to document any kind of smell or sound or taste that may come to you, because that's how the clairs work in being psychic. You could taste it, you could smell it, you feel it, you know, you could be seeing it through their own eyes, even, and not even understand what it is that you're seeing. So it's important to not try to make it fit to make sense of things that you know. If you're seeing something that doesn't make sense, just document it, because it's going to fit somewhere eventually, even if it's not something that you're familiar with. And that's actually good raw data, to not be trying to make it fit to things that we do know, to things that would be familiar to us, right? Or make
All right.
sense to us. So, real quick, I just want to do a little exercise to help you to open up and trust whatever comes to you. So, I'm going to show you first. I'm giving you 2 clues, and then do you have pen and paper so you can write things down? Jana
Mhm.
doesn't
Yeah.
have anything?
Yep.
Do you Can you remember what you're seeing or feeling,
Oh,
or
hang on.
okay. I know Mike's got paper. Missy, do you? Do you need something?
Yeah.
Let me see if
You
I can
got
find
one
a
over there, or do I need
Yeah, no, here. I have paper right here. And a pen.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
I am now prepared.
All right, cool. So I'm going to give you 2 clues, and I don't want you to try to make sense of anything that comes to you. I just want you to go with it and write it down, okay? First clue, if I can get past my microphone. Oh, shit, this way.
I'm
That
not
is
sure what I'm seeing.
that is a man's gold ring, 24 karat gold ring with an upside down horseshoe and a horse in the middle. Okay. And it has like trophy inscriptions on its sides. It's actually 2 swords crossing, but it's a trophy symbolism. Now I'm going to share this other image with you. Can everybody see Walmart parking lot?
Yes.
Okay. So between Walmart parking lot and the ring, write down everything that comes to you. Can you all see that ring well enough?
It's kind of blurry.
What about now?
Kind of can see it. I can see the horseshoe, but I can't really see the horse on it.
Okay. And just write down what comes to you. Okay. So first, I'm going to tell you the story about this little gold ring in Walmart parking lot. And then I want to go through the four of you and see what you picked up. So I took my children to the grocery store at Walmart, and I drove a Jaguar, a gold Jaguar. As I pulled in, I'm getting out of the driver's seat, and this Arabian woman rushes up to me very aggressively, holding this ring in her hand, saying, "Please, ma'am, can you help me? I need 20 bucks. I need 40 bucks. I need 60 bucks. My family's broke down. We need money for food. We need money for gas, blah, 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 blah." And at first I'm saying, no, no, no. And I'm trying to just get her away from the car so that I can get the children out and go in the store. She won't move from in front of the door that I need to be in to get them. My driver door was still open. I went to get back into my car to get away from her, and she stepped in between me and my car in the driver door area with the door open. At this point, I'm feeling very threatened, but I'm not ready to throw down and break bad on her. So I'm like, look, lady, I'll give you 20 bucks. That's all I have, but I have to be able to pay for my groceries for my kids. So if I give you 20 bucks, will you go away? And she's like, yes, yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, I go to pull my money out very carefully away from her. And as I'm giving her the $20, then she's not going to let go of the ring. She's telling me, I need 60, I need this, I need that. And I snatch the ring from her, and I'm like, you need to go away now. I'm calling the cops. And I pull my phone out of my bag, and I'm dialing 911. She runs back to this van and gets in this van full of Saudi Arabian looking people and drove off before the police could get there. They still don't know who they are. But I have this ring now for 20 bucks after feeling scared and threatened. That's 24 karat gold. And when I looked it up, it actually does come from Saudi Arabia. And it's something that like horse racing champions get when they win horse races. Okay. So let's start with Jenna. Tell me what you got from this.
Well, the first thing I wrote down was rodeo, something to do with horse sports.
Okay.
Um,
That was a
I
good
got,
close.
yeah, so, and then I got something to do with tires or tire marks in the parking lot. I don't know. I just felt like someone was trying to get away.
Great.
And then I wrote down robbery gone wrong.
Oh my gosh.
That's
And
awesome.
I
and then
got, my God, this is crazy.
carjacking is
Awesome.
what I wrote
Yep.
down as well.
Because I actually felt that. I felt like at that point where
Mhm,
she stepped in, she's going to try to
Yeah.
steal my car now with my kids in it. Right?
Yeah.
mhm.
When you
I'm
started
thinking I'm
talking
fixing
about
to
that,
have
I
to
was
whoop her
like,
ass. Go
oh
ahead.
my God, she was going to try and steal her car. How did I pick up on that? But I just
Yeah.
like this, like the words just were like in my head, and I was like, I should write this down.
Yeah. That's great.
That's
That's
awesome.
great. Okay. Jennifer.
Okay. So when I saw the ring, I felt like horse riding competition prize. So
Okay.
that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Walmart, I was kind of drawing a blank, and I was trying to just let things come. And then I thought about those missing persons things you usually see at Walmart, like missing kids, and are
Yeah.
they
Okay.
advertisements?
Very good. Very good.
And then the last thing I wrote down was kids getting taken from parking lot.
Okay. And all of that very well could have been us if I
Mhm.
hadn't handled the situation the way I did. You
Right.
know,
Right.
it could
Right.
have definitely went south for all of us. Okay. Michael.
Wow. Yeah. Cowboy, ranch, horseshoe, dad. I circled dad over and over. Um, leather, Arkansas. Uh, I got mishap, kidnap, and robbery.
Wow. Okay. Really, really good. Really good. And I love the beauty in this. We haven't got to Missy's yet, but I'm going to go ahead and say I love the beauty in the mistakes part because we're going to make mistakes. We're going to have
Yeah.
some wrong
Mhm.
things, right? Like Arkansas. We're going to have some wrong things, and that's perfectly okay. I don't ever want anybody to feel bad or like they're not doing very well just because we have some of those kind of wrong answers. Okay.
Right.
Missy, hit it.
Okay, so I know you personally and really well. I've never heard that story before, but I immediately wanted to go to like people that I knew. Like Tim came into my mind, Jesse came into my mind. I'm like, no, that's too easy. That's, I know her, so that's too easy. So then foreign popped up in my mind, and I'm like, how in the world would foreign pop up? Because she ain't never been nowhere in her life, you know? So I'm like, okay, it can't be foreign. But then I got this uneasy feeling, and I got like the stalking feeling. So that's what I got.
And that's very good too, because I do feel like they were scoping me out, guys. I feel like the only reason I was targeted is because I drove a gold Jaguar. Because I'm as piss poor as everybody else. I just lucked into a Jaguar that my brother had for sale.
Yeah. You had
I'm
the illusion of having lots of money.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. I feel like I was targeted. I feel like they were sitting there watching for rich people, right? What they thought was rich
Mhm.
people. The joke's on you. So Jana's right. Robbery gone totally wrong because
Yeah.
I didn't have money to give. I really couldn't afford that $20, but that $20 was better than what was going to come next because something
Right.
was fixing to go down. And I knew there was a van full of people watching me.
Well, Kelly, one
So
other thing that I didn't mention that I did write down was shot with some type of gun. So that may have tied into what would have happened. I don't
that it
know.
very well could have. And it
Yeah.
very well could have. Right. Because we know now, see, this happened back in 2020. And in 2020, we didn't realize just how many dangerous illegal foreigners were actually in our country because the news wasn't reporting on it.
Right.
And I firmly feel like that's exactly who they were. They were dangerous illegals.
Hmm.
And that's why they took off the way they did when I called the police. So yeah, I want to applaud all of you. I think you did really great. And that's a good practice. And I'll probably do a few more of those just to help get you all more used to just trusting your gut, and
Yeah.
then having immediate feedback for confirmation of where you were right. So probably in the next few meetings we'll do that again with something else that Missy has no clue about. Because for those of you that don't know, Missy is my cousin and we live together. We own a home together. So she kind of has, you know, inside scoop on a lot of my life, but she didn't know nothing about that ring because that ring had been in my jewelry box forever and I hadn't even thought about it until I was thinking about how to do the show the other night. And the spirit said, go get that gold ring and use that for a practice. And I was like, brilliant, because she don't know anything about it. Okay. So real quick, I want to talk about what you all picked up from Emmanuel Harrow or Harrow, however you say it. And let's see where we're at on that. I mean, clearly this is now a murder investigation. But if anybody's got any idea on where the body may be, that would be a great way to help. And I have already been in contact with the California police that are in that county. So any information that we have that can help them to find the body, I'm sure they're going to be appreciative to get from us. And also, with that being said, there will be occasions when we're doing these deep dives and these investigations where we're going to be getting the police in that area involved or the FBI. So I hope that everybody's comfortable with that because they may want to question us,
Hmm.
to see what really we've picked up on and we know. And then again, they may not want anything to do with us at all. That's going to be a crapshoot. So let's start with Michael. What are your feelings on Emmanuel Haro?
Okay. Well, the first thing that I thought of was I really wish that I would have just got some basic information and not really have dived so deep into the media portion of
Mm-hmm.
information of it,
Yeah.
because then you really second guess your gut on that. But I hung in there, and I knew the first thing I picked up on was they knew that there was no cameras in front of that store.
Yeah, me too.
Now I was
Who else? Raise your hand if you also felt that way.
Immediately, yeah.
now originally I had thought, where does the husband work? Or he knows somebody that works there and had an inside scoop that there was no cameras there. So that was just a part of the plan. I knew that 7-month-old Emmanuel was a very small body, and sadly, I had already picked up on he was gone, and he was basically chopped up, uh, tried to be disposed of in different ways and spread out in different places. I took pictures of. I went to Google Earth and I wanted to see this area, and
That was smart.
I felt that the baby was in a bushland, like a dry bushland. And when I looked at the Google Earth, I was like, oh my gosh, there's so much bushland around this area. I mean, even their yard itself, I was like, oh my gosh, can this baby even be partially? I felt that there was going to be some evidence that was partially found in the yard. I felt that there was going to be some evidence partially found in a rural, bushy area not too far from a football field, not necessarily the football field that they were at that night when mom left to get the mouthpiece. You know,
Mm-hmm.
that sounded corny as hell to me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and the more I learned about the case, it was just more of a slam dunk. Yeah, of course, this pig had, priors, and and then you learn about the other girl, the I think it was a 4-month-old girl with all the trauma. It was just disgusting. But yeah, that's
She was
basically. I
10
don't
weeks
want to.
old.
Okay, yeah.
She was 10 weeks old when he did that to her. Yeah. So you think the dad did it alone?
No, see, I think he's an opportunist as far as like getting money from the government, taking care of kids, finding somebody that doesn't really have the quality of look, I come from a mixed family too. I don't have a full brother or sister. They're all halves,
Mm-hmm.
but it was a smorgasbord of relationships and a smorgasbord of children. And I think it was all just to benefit his survival. And he was lazy. And that's
Mm-hmm.
just the way he went about it. And every once in a while, he would find a partner that wasn't very quality like. And it was more along his frequency or vibration, just about having sex, having a good time, maybe getting drunk. That's
Yep.
about it.
Yep. Very good. Very good. Jennifer.
Well, the first thing that I noticed, the mother, I forgot her name, but
Rebecca.
I didn't trust her. Rebecca, okay. She looked like she was acting very badly. Like it was really bad acting. And I thought it was interesting that she had a bruise here because she said that she opened the back door to lay the baby down and somebody says hola and then knocks her out. Well, if I'm going to knock you out and snatch your whatever, I'm not going to announce myself. So I thought it was strange that she even said that someone said hola. Like that was weird. I got a very weird vibe from the father. Um, I'm almost wondering if that poor baby was sold. I don't know.
Possible.
I don't know, but that bitch was lying, and she looked afraid, and she looked afraid of her husband or whatever he is.
Right. 100%.
Mhm.
Jenna. Sorry. Got my J's mixed up.
So the initial link that you sent me where with the interview with the mom, the cry for, bring our baby back, I was like, completely terrible acting. I'm like, The dad did it. It may not have been on purpose. I don't know, but they strangled him or beat him to death, one of the two. And I feel like he put him in a garbage bag and he's in a landfill somewhere.
Okay.
Because I know they found blood in the home. So, but I haven't heard anything beyond that. But she was covering for him because she's afraid of him. And they were obviously for public purposes acting out scripts that they had, the story that they had corroborated with each other. And I feel like the baby's in a landfill.
Okay. Very good. And I'm just going to add in there Haley's take and her intuitive hit on all of this, because she too felt like the dad did it. They were both lying, that mom had been forced to lie to cover it up, or she would get drugged into it with him, blamed for it too. Which we now know that he did do with the first wife with the 10-week-old child. She also had to plead guilty to child abuse because he wasn't going to go down alone, basically. Right. And so Haley also sees the baby in a rural type area with a barn that has two large openings for tractors to drive in with no doors on them, and like a cistern or a septic system type thing that's no longer used. And she thinks the baby is in that. So now Missy and I have actually really done a lot of research on this. So I'm going to allow her to tell you our intuitive hits, our conversations, throwing ideas off of each other, and the research that we have found.
So when we first heard about it, we immediately knew that they were lying. Like you could just pick up on it was just a lie. Immediately we knew that we don't believe the baby's alive, and that the baby may have actually been killed way before anybody ever noticed that he was gone.
Mm-hmm. As much as a month before.
Yeah. Because the whole age thing that they got going on. One thing says 7 months, one thing says 9 months, and it kind of like fit into what we thought. And then I know we got different versions of where we think the body is, but if it was dismembered like we think it was, because we immediately hit on that as well, even before we knew anything about it. But this baby, I feel, is like, or at least part, is in the uncle's grave, where they buried the uncle on the property like a week before. So I think that this baby's there, or part of this baby is there. And I think the dad definitely did it, and I think the mom is being, well, I don't know. I'm kind of like, I have different feelings about that, because one minute I feel like the mom is complicit in it, and then other times I feel like she has to be complicit in it because she's being forced to be in it. So I'm not quite sure on that take yet. So that's a lot of what we discussed. Kelly, you can hit on some other topics on that.
Okay, so now I'm going to fill in some blanks here, because we have learned that the couple attended the family member's funeral, who was actually his brother that allegedly died the week before the baby went missing. And I intuitively felt like possibly even the baby did not belong to Rebecca's husband, but actually belonged to Rebecca's husband's brother, because he did come up dead. Her brother is in prison for murdering his girlfriend for cheating. So they have a torrid, a pretty ugly family history there, right? Not just him alone with his own abuse of the 10-week-old. So we also both intuitively, much like Michael, felt like the baby had been dismembered. In our research, we learned that not only did mom and dad attend the brother's funeral without a baby, they also were seen on camera in a different city at some type of Home Depot trying to buy a Sawzall with no baby. They had the older child with them that's like, how, 3, 4? The one that they took away from him just
Yeah, I think she
recently?
was 3.
A 2-year-old? Okay. Tech support says 2. But a toddler, anyway, that has now been removed from the home. That child was seen on the camera with them, but no baby Emmanuel. So, most likely he was actually dismembered. My intuitive hits were a lot like Haley's and Michael's, because I felt like a portion of his body was buried in some type of old cistern on the property, on the family property, because that's where they buried the brother, even on family property. There's a lot of land there. So I feel like part of his body was there. Part of his body ended up in some rural area that's not far from there, probably just a country drive away, within 15 or 20 minutes. And I feel like part of his body is also inside of the fresh grave of the baby's uncle, which would have been the dad's brother. I feel like they dismembered him. And that's the reason for the large amount of blood, which I felt this. Missy and I both felt that he was dismembered prior to even knowing about the large amount of blood they found in the carpet. So for us, that just corroborated it. And then later on, when the footage came out that they were trying to buy a Sawzall, I mean, that cinched it for me. And this is a sick case. When we started out on this case, I really thought we were going to find a missing child that had been kidnapped. Even though I didn't believe their story, I knew something was up with them. I mean, I immediately knew they were lying, just like everybody else. Tons of people did. They weren't genuinely crying. They weren't acting as if a parent would truly act if their kid was missing. I mean, everybody here except Jen has been a parent. We all know what that's like, right? If that scare, that fear of losing your child. And I'm sure Jen even can relate to it, just being a
Yeah.
human, right? I mean,
Then,
the amount of fear, right, that would be involved there, to just please bring my child back no matter what. I'll do anything. Just give me my kid.
Yeah. So
And
I
they
was with my cat.
right, and they didn't have that at all. They didn't have any of that at all. And then when the dad said the crappy comment about the diaper, I just wanted to puke.
Yeah, and feed them. Like, yeah, that.
Yeah, and
And
feeding.
a lot of times people will let you know all about them within the first conversation that you have.
Yeah.
And the first words, I think Jennifer was the one that was speaking of it. I thought the same thing of hola. That spoke in volume to me. That reminded me of Zanny the nanny. That took me back to I can't remember her name. She killed her daughter, went to prison. She's free now. She tried to throw her whole family under the bus along with it. The baby was found less than a few blocks from their house. But she was describing, Zanny the nanny was their babysitter, but also they call the drug. There's a drug too that they call Zannies. So
Yeah.
it just threw me back to that with the whole Ola thing. That was unnecessary.
Yeah.
So it's just like listen to the first things that they say, and you can take it from there.
Yeah. I agree 100%. Very good. I think everybody did really well on using your spidey senses on this. I mean, really, really well. I think that we're all in agreement on a lot of points. And that's the important thing going forward, is that we're not necessarily all going to be in agreement, right? And that doesn't make your part wrong just because we don't agree as a majority. It could still be a very important piece of the puzzle that the rest of us just didn't pick up on. So I don't want anybody to ever feel discouraged or ever like mark that off your list because everybody else doesn't necessarily agree, right? Because these things are going to come to us in different ways. We're all going to get different clues as well as some that are the same, right? And I want our audience to see us not only as credible, but genuine. Integrity is everything to me. So I want them to witness our growth and our improvements as we go, as we continue this. And the very best way for them to actually learn how to trust their own intuition, which is a nice sidebar for this whole show, is for them to just see us as raw and real, completely unedited in that sense. I'm not going to edit out anything where we got something wrong, right? It's all going to be there for the viewer to see so that they can witness our growth. They can witness in a lesson type way, right? That, okay, we're seeing these people grow and get stronger and better and better and better at solving these cases. And I can do that too. That's what I really want them to take from it. Not just the fact that we're solving cases and that we're looking into interesting things that nobody else has done, or maybe they don't know how to do, or whatever that is. Anybody want to chime into that? You're welcome to do so.
Well, I just
sorry, go
I
ahead.
just think that a lot of people are coming online, so to speak, with their spiritual gifts, and we're in the Great Awakening, and people are figuring it out. Like every day in my day-to-day life, I run across somebody who's having a strange experience, and I feel like this is a good way to teach people that they just got to tap in, and they just got to learn to trust themselves. I got to learn to trust myself. I'm not there yet, but I'll get there.
Yeah. I mean, even I'm still learning, right? There's
Yeah.
there's things that'll pop into my head that I'm just like, that can't possibly be right. But I'll
Yeah.
put a pin in it now. Instead of just
Yeah.
swiping left and marking it off, I
Right.
put a pin in it. And then later on, I'm like, see, I really needed to trust that. Anybody else? Do you want to say
Me.
anything? Yes, tech support.
So this is on the topic we were just speaking on, Emmanuel with Haro, Hero, however you say it. I'm sorry. I apologize. But I agree with all of you, and I most definitely feel like that kind of most of him was buried in the uncle's grave, but the rest of him was somewhere else. And I immediately knew, just like you guys, the second I heard them speaking, I was like, no, this is fake. They can't just be saying this, that, and the other. Like they're barely worried and faking it if it's quote unquote real.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Very good. And I forgot to let tech support introduce herself. This is my 10-year-old daughter. She's tech support. Her name is Bella. She's a Pisces, and she's super intuitive and always has been. Like, always has. She has seen dead people since she was big enough to tell me they're there. Like, she's super intuitive. So that's tech support. Okay, if you guys want to write down, I'm going to just throw out 5 categories that I could think of, and we're going to vote on which one of those to begin with for the next 4 weeks. So the first category would be missing persons. And just for examples, this could be adults, this could be kids, or this could be kids and adults, like in the national parks, the 411 missing people thing. That's both adults and children. There's also just focusing on missing kids, and we can go to missingkids.com or the FBI database for that as well. And then there's other cases that are just, like Emmanuel Haro, where, because technically he is still a missing persons. I mean, until we have a body, he's still a missing persons case, right? Okay, so missing persons is the first one. The second one would be cold cases. Examples of cold cases would be Edgar Allan Poe's death, or Kurt Cobain, or Adam Walsh's son, or even John Benet Ramsey. Totally cold cases. Nobody really knows a whole lot about what happened or what went down with these people's deaths or disappearances. The third one is unsolved events, and examples of that would be the moon landing, the Titanic, or 9/11. The fourth one would be mystery deaths, and under mystery deaths, we would have people like JFK, Princess Diana, Martin Luther King Jr., big name people, really important people in the world. Then the fifth category is unsolved current affairs. And I say current loosely because this could include things like Trump's attempted assassination, the ice cream truck situation with the missing kids that began in Virginia and is now spreading across the United States. There's also the tunnels underneath of DC, and that all of the Smithsonian museums are connected to what's really down there and what's going on. Is this child trafficking? Do they have all the dead giants down there? Like, what's there, right? And then another example of unsolved current affairs would be something like 3I Atlas, that they know clearly is not a comet, but they're not really telling us what the hell it is. So put your vote in the chat box for which category you would like for us to begin with. And tech support will tally the votes.
Whoops. All right, I'm trying to find the chat again. Okay.
Can you not see it? I thought it would show up if we were typing in it.
It pops up and then it goes away. Okay.
damn it.
Oh, found it again. Okay.
It's like unanimous, right?
And I even
look at
have
that.
it circled here. I don't know
Mike.
where my video went. Okay. Well, where'd my video go? Start. I don't
Yep,
know how to do
we're
it.
all on the
Oh,
same
there.
page.
Yeah. I had
There
it
you go.
circled
All of us.
down here before I even found the damn chat.
I didn't. That's amazing. I didn't even
literally
see what,
everybody.
I honestly didn't even look to see. I couldn't even tell you what 5 was. I had to look at my list and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay.
You're so cute. Okay, so now we're going to vote. And does anybody have anything else they want to add to our voting list for unsolved current affairs that I didn't name? Because so far I have Trump's attempted assassination, the ice cream trucks and missing kids going across the U.S., the tunnels that connect DC and the Smithsonian, or 3I Atlas. If you have any ideas that you would like to throw out there, let me know and we'll put them down and then we'll number them so that everybody can vote.
Yeah.
I want to do them all. I'm not going to be able to choose between those.
Okay, I mean, we've got 4 weeks to work on one category, so there's 4 here.
Yeah.
If nobody's got anything to add to it, let's vote which one you would like to go first.
Found chat again.
So number 1 would be Trump. Number 2 would be the ice cream truck. Number 3 would be the tunnels. And number 4 would be 3I Atlas.
Oh gosh, this is a hard one.
What was number 1?
Trump's attempted assassination.
What was number 2?
The ice cream truck missing kid thing.
Okay.
What was number 4?
3I Atlas.
Wait, what was number 3 then? Sorry.
The tunnels under DC.
Oh yes, my apologies.
No problem.
I'd say 1 or 2.
Okay. Put it in the chat, lady.
All right, so
We have 1, 2, 3 definite 4s
it's a tie.
and 3 possible 2s. So I guess we'll have to count my possible 4, and 4 is the winner. We start with 3I Atlas.
All right. Are we doing
And so
like
I guess if y'all want to go ahead and vote, we'll do the ice cream trucks next? Does everybody want to do the ice cream trucks next? After
Yeah.
Atlas?
Yeah.
Everybody okay with that?
Sure.
Totally fine.
Jana's like, whatever.
I actually haven't heard anything about the ice cream truck. So yeah,
Okay.
Oh, my
fresh.
coworker's freaking out about it.
Okay,
Freaking
so
out.
let me just clue you in real quick, Mike. There is this weird thing with ice cream trucks. They first started showing up in Virginia late at night between 9 and midnight, just
Actually,
sitting in neighborhoods playing their creepy ass music. And this one little teenage girl, she's walking up to the ice cream truck, tells him which one she wants, and he tells her she's got to come inside to get it. And she's like, "Come inside. No, you're supposed to hand it to me." And he's like, "No, you have to come in to get it." And she booked it. Thankfully, she booked it. But in the past, Missy, is it week or month? Did we clarify that?
I think it's a month. It's been going on for a little bit.
98 kids have went missing in Virginia alone. Well, now we have reports coming in from Ohio, Michigan, where else? There was 2 other states. I didn't write them down, so I can't remember. Was one of them Alabama?
I don't remember.
I can
I can't
see
remember
it.
where they were. You
I
can
can
look
see
them
it
up for
written.
it. Why don't you Google that for us real quick, tech
I
support?
was actually about to ask, do you want me to Google it?
Yes, please. Anyway, there are children going missing from these ice cream trucks, and it's spreading across the United States now. And a weird side note that may actually have something to do with at least the ones in Virginia. Do you remember in the 80s a group called the Finders? They had the Ronald Reagan mask.
Oh,
And they,
yeah.
okay, okay. So they were actually a cult of kidnappers, just like Jeffrey Epstein, basically, before Epstein. Okay. And they have a farm in Virginia with underground tunneling systems that lead all the way to DC that they were using for trafficking. So there may be a connection to that, because I find it awfully interesting that things about the Finders are finding their way back to the surface right about the same time that all this stuff is going on in Virginia with ice cream trucks. So I just don't believe in coincidence.
I got full body chills when you started talking about that. And I know nothing about these Reagan Finder people, but like full body chills. So,
Yeah. And oddly
yeah.
enough, the Finders belief system was all about control the narrative, control the child, manipulate the child's mind, MK Ultra style, right? Break their psyche, reprogram them, basically to be sex slaves for all of these freaky, creepy, elite adult people.
Lizard people.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yep.
So weird that we're finding ourselves in this same situation where there's a lot of the child human trafficking stuff going on, and this would resurface and we would learn so much more that was actually buried even by the media back then, and that's exactly what goes on now. I don't believe in coincidence, and I believe that all things get brought to me like that for a reason, synchronistically.
Right.
So that's something to put a pin in when we do get to that topic. So for next week, our focus is going to be 3i Atlas, and I'm going to create a group chat on Messenger for us to share any kind of information that we think may be pertinent, or to talk out some stuff that we're feeling or picking up on and vibing with before next Sunday's show, so that our meeting and our show don't run so long as this one is. Okay. Because I know that time is precious with everybody, and everybody's got different circumstances that they got to get back to in real life. So I don't want us to have to be in our Sunday meeting doing the show for a really, really long period of time. It will probably take about an hour and a half to do this show, honestly. But I'll create the group chat, just so that we can talk and work through things to get all the bugs out of the next week's show before we even get to Sunday, if that's okay with everybody else. And if you've got any suggestions or ideas, throw them at me. This is the time to do it.
Well, I do believe I have to work next Sunday. I get most Sundays off, but every once in a while I'm gonna have to work. I'll double check the schedule and let you know.
Okay. Okay, find out for me and let me know about that.
And as
I
far
can
as
let you know as soon as we're done.
the time, are you trying to stick? Tech support has her hand up. I think that's cute.
Yes.
Yes, tech support.
I'm sorry for interrupting. I'm so sorry, but real quick, I just wanted to say that this ice cream truck thing has been going on since 2017 and possibly before.
What?
What?
And the report out of four, one of them was arrested, which was the one from 2017 in North Carolina. The other one was in New York in 2022. A 10-year-old girl in Staten Island reported escaping an attempted kidnapping by an ice cream truck driver. Police were able to find and question the suspect. Sorry, I think it's Mercury retrograde. And in 2020, in Tennessee, an ice cream truck driver in Clinton, Tennessee, was arrested after allegedly kidnapping a 15-year-old girl, which I think was the teenager. That voice recording said ice cream truck. I guess you could say scam kidnapping scandal, essentially. And in Washington State, in 2024, police in Kent, Washington, reported that a man attempted to kidnap a 6-year-old girl near an ice cream truck. The child was rescued by 3 older girls who intervened and started recording the incident. And that's all.
Crazy.
Unreal. Well, do y'all know why she's my secretary in tech support now? This girl's on top of it. That's nuts. I had no idea this was going on so long. I thought this was like a new thing.
Yeah. Though I did copy paste it because this was something that Google AI had pulled up for me. So it might disappear. So I haven't copy pasted just in case. So I still have it.
Smart girl. Love how you hard copy things. Very good. All right, Mike.
So yeah, are you trying to shoot for around the same time on
we don't
Sundays?
we don't have to.
Okay.
I mean, I have wiggle room for that, but I do a live show on Sunday. Now, I could maybe move that to Saturday. I could probably move that to Saturday because I do a live call-in show for psychic medium work at a hella discount rate.
It's like half price.
Yeah. So,
Ice cream trucks.
what's your time? What's your preference for time?
Oh, I was just curious because this time works fine for me. I was just
Okay.
curious so I can write it down.
Okay. Yeah, because you're in California. So, what are you, 3 hours behind
3
me?
hours.
Yeah,
Well, if you post something that's Eastern, even though
it's
you're Central now,
it's 4.
I'm 3 hours
Oh, it's 3. Okay.
behind. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And Jen, what about you? If we did it earlier in the day?
Oh, that's fine if I'm off on Sunday, and most Sundays I will be. But like next Sunday, I'm 90% sure I have to work. I wouldn't be able to hop on till like 10:30 Eastern, and I know that's kind of late. But I'm open on the Sundays that I'm off.
Okay. So let's just talk this out for a minute then, everybody. Would 10:30 Eastern time be too late for any of you on Sunday?
It depends for me because I'm, all over the country. So,
Yeah.
and my schedule's so random, and so I never know if I have to get up early or if I'll be driving Sunday nights or whatnot. So as it stands, I'm good with anything. Just have
Okay.
to play it by ear.
Well, let me ask you this then. Would it be better if we do these on Saturday?
For me, it's completely up in the air from week to week, from day to day, really, what my schedule is going to be.
Okay.
Yeah. So as it stands, like I said, I'm down with whatever.
Mhm.
If I can make it, I can make it.
Okay.
Well, I'm probably going to have more Sundays off than Saturdays.
Okay. So we'll just keep it at Sunday at
And I can check my schedule
8
real
p.m.
quick.
Eastern time for now. But
Okay.
if ever we do need to, I mean, I'm flexible. I can fudge my schedule around, a little bit. Thursday night is booked
Mhm.
because me and Mike do a show. Mondays are booked for me because me and Missy and Jen do a show. Um, what else is there?
We were
I know I
throwing
have things.
around
And
Wednesdays for you and
Wednesday,
I.
and Wednesdays for us, if you can pull off a day to record so that we can have it put up on Wednesdays. We don't have to
Right.
do them on Wednesday. We can do them
Oh,
any day that you have time.
you did say Saturdays for a Wednesday. Yeah.
Yeah. We could do any time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
next Sunday the 7th, I am working. I'll be home about 10:30, and then
okay.
the following Sunday I'm off. So
Okay. So, here's what I'm going to ask you to do since you can't be there for the meeting, Jen. If
Mhm.
you could just make a video recording of yourself telling your findings and what you feel Three
Okay.
Eye Atlas are, then we will integrate it into the video when I do the editing. Okay.
Perfect. Perfect.
All right. Awesome. Okay. Does anybody have any questions or thoughts
I
or
do.
anything?
I
Go ahead.
do. Would you consider it cheating if I were to do channeled messages through my husband regarding things that we're going to be talking about?
Um,
Or
I
do you
would,
want me to not do
I
that?
would prefer that you do it yourself.
Okay.
Yeah. I want
Yeah, because
you to tap into your own power. So
yeah, because
I would,
someone had asked me yesterday to ask about, because he and I are going to have a session either tomorrow, something, and another friend had asked me about it. That's why I even knew about the Three Eye Atlas, because I was like, I'm completely oblivious to any kind of current news.
yeah.
So she's like, well, if you could just ask, and confirm what it is, and I'm like, I don't have a problem with asking, but I'll hold off on that subject.
So here's what I'm going to say to you. Because I know you all do channeling too. So
Mhm.
if your husband if he's willing to sit next to you and be part of the show, you can by all means channel him, but I also want you to do your own
Yeah, yeah, of course.
before you have him channel.
Yeah, because I have in speaking with spirit through him, they're like, practice, Janet, trust yourself, get
Yeah,
comfortable trusting
I
yourself,
know.
because I'm like, I want to do this, and I
Yeah.
just don't. They're like, just do it then, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
So here we
because
go.
the other day when we did our show, I'm sure you know now in hindsight, I think you were even noticing in the moment that you were actually channeling while we were
Yeah,
doing our show.
it was incredible. It was so
And
incredible. I was so high afterwards. Oh my
I
Oh, it
God.
was
know,
good
and
for
I
me
want you to
too.
keep doing that. I want you to keep tapping into that. I know that your husband has this ability, and I know that that is your profession to regress and have him be the channeler. And I get that, and I totally respect that. And if he wants to come in the show, be part of the show, he's more than welcome to do that.
Yeah, I'll ask
Um,
him.
as a channeler, he is more than welcome. But I want you to tap into your own journey and exploration.
Yeah, and I'm
Because
I
I know you have it.
yeah,
I know you
I'm right
have it.
there.
And
I am so there for that.
I want to see you bloom and grow.
Yeah. Yeah, because I have a lot of conversations one on one with people that know me on Facebook, and they'll just randomly message me like, "What do
Mhm.
you think about this?" and "What does Spirit say about this?" and I'll just start out of nowhere just talking
Right.
to them, and it's always spot on for them. So I'm like, I know it's there.
Mhm.
I didn't know that's what it was. I'm just like, I don't know where this is coming from. It just
Yeah.
comes. So
Yeah. You're channeling your higher self. You're channeling the collective consciousness and all of that. And real quick, have you all heard of the telepathy tapes, ladies?
yes.
So I watched this really beautiful interview with her and this neuroscientist. They're doing a documentary now about that stuff. They were on News Nation with Ross Coulthart, the reality check. You guys got to watch it. It's so cool. But she uses this analogy with the autistic kids, right? Because the autistic kids are where they figured out that everybody can connect to the spirit world, right? And she says, think of the collective information or the Akashic records as the palm of our hand. And we are all these fingers, right? This is Mike. This is Jana. This is Jen. That's Missy. That's me, right? We, because we're not autistic, we're in the body, right? And learning how to connect to the spirit world. The children that are autistic don't feel comfortable in their body. They
Right.
don't know how to communicate properly. They don't know how to handle emotions properly. So they're automatically more in the spirit world and learning how to connect to the body. And we are this beautiful symbiotic relationship with each other where we are teaching the autistic children how to be more in the body and to communicate and handle emotion. And they are actually teaching us how to not be so present in the body and individual because we're all connected, right? All of those fingers are connected to the palm. We're all connected to each other and to the collective, and we can all tap into that. And they're proving it with science now with this
Yep.
documentary. And I freaking love that. And I love her analogy. That was the neuroscientist that explained that. And I was like, that's great. I'm using that in the show. I'm using that in the meeting because that's perfect. It's a really easy way to understand how we can all tap in here, you know, even in my own journey. Because even though I could see dead people when I was a little kid and I could touch something and I would know the history of it, know its story, nobody believed me.
Right.
So I doubted myself. I grew up doubting everything I picked up, all the energy I felt off of other people. There would be people that would literally walk past me and I would know what their illness was just from feeling their energy. But I didn't trust it. And it wasn't until I ended up homeless and had to move in with Missy that I learned to truly trust any of that, you know, because her dead husband was talking to me. If anybody, Jen knows that story. Y'all should watch the video about that. Me and Missy actually talked about that in the video recently. If you want to understand that backstory. But it wasn't until that happened that I started to really fully integrate and completely accept what I could do. And when I started to really accept what I could do, more started happening, more started coming. And that's the way all of you are going to grow and blossom as well. The more that you trust it, the more you surrender to it, the more it's going to open up for you. You know, Jana says that she can't visualize. That will come. In time, that will come. Jen has trouble with visualization.
Yeah.
And I showed
But
her
it's
some
coming.
her
Yeah.
some really easy, quick techniques because she does a class with me and she's doing really good at visualization now. And Mike, I can't say what kind of improvements you need because I don't see any. I see you just growing and blooming. And Missy, the same thing because she's just really running with it and she's very new at it. Just in this past year has she really started to embrace the fact that she's psychic too. And she's just really flourishing in it. So we're all going to get there. We're all going to keep growing. And I'm really excited to be on this journey with all of you. I'm really honored to be here with all of you and tech
Same.
support.
And especially tech support.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
actually do have. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say really, really quick. When I first popped on and everyone introduced themselves and I'm like, so all these people are mediums or psychic or something, and I'm like, what the hell am I doing here? Where do I fit into this? And then just as we go, and I've already told you, Kelly, you've got such an amazing calming presence about you. You've got such a calming energy. And now I'm just like, I'm completely at home and I'm completely comfortable with where this has the potential to, for me personally, take me in being more comfortable and being more trusting with myself and, my true self, especially. So I'm
Yeah.
excited.
Great. I'm glad that you feel that way now. And I knew coming into this meeting that several of you would feel like, what am I doing in a league with these other people? And that's why I wanted to clarify that we're all learning, right? And yeah, I am the anchor point because I'm a little bit ahead in the learning curve. But that's okay because I'm a great teacher and I got you. All the way, I got you. I'm going to encourage you every step of the way. And I'm going to make mistakes. Hell, I'm not perfect. God knows I'm not. I make mistakes. So, you guys can keep me on point too. All
I
right,
do want
Mike.
to say, Jana,
Yeah.
I felt the same way. But now I'm like, yeah, we got this.
Oh yeah,
We totally got this.
And Missy.
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. I would watch out for the people that say they have it all figured out, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Amen.
We don't. Kelly's
Agreed.
got that calming, she's got that calming aurora about her. I tell her about that all the time. She makes me so comfortable and just reminds yourself to be yourself at any given moment
Yeah.
on the fly.
On the fly. I love it
Yeah.
when we just hit the button.
Yeah.
Hit the button and see what happens.
Hit that button. Hit that button.
Hit it, boy.
Well, I think
He's
we're
a
in
hoot.
for a great adventure. I mean, I really look forward to everything that's coming because it's while the subject material may not always be beautiful and rainbows and love and light, it's it's what we're experiencing, and we can bring beautiful things up to it and from it,
Yeah.
and help where we can, and that's what matters in the long run is these, with the kidnapping and the child trafficking stuff and missing people. If we can help bring closure to someone, that is huge,
Right. I mean,
huge.
that's where it's at.
Yes.
Because
Right.
i
And those
i
are going to be
i
the most draining ones too. So it's
yeah,
nice that as a group, I'm almost positive that we'll be bouncing from certain topics to certain topics in rest in response to our last or previous. Like
right.
we'll know which ones are going to go next. I figured Atlas One or I Atlas or whatever that's called. We just did a show on it too.
Three
That's
Eye Atlas.
that's yeah, three I Atlas is literally gaining momentum. Ever since we did our show, it's like, you see a new car or you buy a new car, and all of a sudden you see everybody and their mother
Yeah.
has that car.
Yeah.
So it's like that. We did a show on it, and then now everything I see is it's literally gaining momentum. So that's why it's such a close pick. But learning more of the ice cream truck, I'm like almost like, can we change? Can we change our vote? But yeah, that one's next. I'm excited for that one too.
Yeah. Missy.
Yeah, I was very nervous coming in, wondering what I would have to offer because, like, I'm new at this, but all I think I bring is that I can just read energy and I just go with my instinct. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And if I'm right, then I'm like, yes, I'm right. So I think the more that I use it, the more that I'm going to get better at it. And I look forward to working with you all because I think we're going to do great things.
Oh yeah. Oh
Well
yeah.
said. Well said.
Second
I think
that.
so too.
Mhm.
I'm really, really stoked about this. I think we're going to do great things, big things. It's going to amplify out there, and the world is going to ripple because of it. And it's going to be
Oh
in
yeah.
good rippling ways.
Right. And just so you guys know, I have a vastly different perspective on the heavy stuff, on death, on atrocities. I don't have a 3D perspective on things. So
Explain.
which means um I don't fear death. I don't see death the way that
Okay.
I used to
Hmm.
before a spirit has sort of guided me and helped me shift
Hmm.
into their perspective, because up there everything's still connected. Everyone's still very much alive. We go on, this is the illusion that we're in. This
Yeah.
is the dream. It's
Yeah.
so real. And so when we die, when the body dies, we wake up and go, man, it was so real. It was so
Hmm.
real. So now, even when my father passed, I wasn't awake yet. So that was traumatizing because we have a lot of unfinished business. But since then,
We
and
could work on that.
yeah, well, yeah, and I don't know why, but I have known a lot of people who have transitioned. And now when I hear of, if someone says so and so died, and I'm like, I'm so happy for them. Yay for
Hmm.
them. They're free. They're finally home, They don't have to be
Yeah.
in this suck fest anymore, you know?
I'm
So
with you.
that's my perspective. I can't just out and out say that in public because everyone's like, how heartless are you? But that's what I feel inside. I'm like, yay for them because now they can guide, they can help you on your journey in a more
Oh my
profound
gosh.
way, you
Absolutely.
know. And
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
just like
I
my dad
think
does, you know.
I think you're going to be delightfully surprised, Jana, that everybody in this group is 100% on board with your perspective of death.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Well,
I know them all well, and
Yes.
we don't fear death. I mean,
no.
I don't think any of us are in a hurry to go anywhere. We're trying to enjoy the living.
Yeah.
We're trying to enjoy the physical and the experience, but we're not afraid of death. We understand that the body is just a vehicle
Yeah.
and the spirit and the soul, lives on. Um, I'm not necessarily going to always applaud someone that's passed, but I do get it.
Hmm.
Also, my brother just passed away last August. He was my best friend, and of course,
Hmm.
the human me, the physical me, had to mourn that because
Yeah.
he won't be here in person to do ridiculously stupid, funny things that crack me up. But he is still here in spirit form, doing ridiculous, funny things that crack me up in a whole different way. You know,
Hmm.
and he needed that freedom from his body because he didn't know how to enjoy the physical. He
Right.
didn't know how to correct his wrongs. He didn't know. So for him, he is truly free now to move further, to grow further, to learn further, and to be a guide because he literally told me that he would come to be my spirit guide
Yeah.
because he wanted to see me succeed in my mission.
That's beautiful. And
Yeah.
it happens more often than not. Like with my dad, he's told me since his transition that I'm the only one he's a guide for. And he chose me because he knew I would awaken, and he knew that my path has nothing to do with the rest of my family. So he's like, you have some things figured out. I watch over them, but I guide you. I work directly
Mhm.
with you.
Right.
And he's
Right.
like, and apparently we're going to live many other lives on, different places, not
Oh,
Earth,
sure.
but together. And this role that we played for each other this time, he just happened to be my dad, and I chose to be his daughter. We chose to have a tumultuous, rocky relationship that was really splintered with um, different issues. And now I feel when he passed away, I was like, I don't get any closure emotionally from him, with him and about him. But now I'm
Mhm.
just like, there's nothing but love there. Like there's so much love. And I'm like, I wish I would have had that before he transitioned. Like we could have done that in
Yeah.
person, but I'll take it, because that's the truth of what it is. It's all just love. So
Yeah. And sometimes you
anyway,
just can't get it until they pass over because
yeah,
they don't know how to offer it in this physical lifetime. So
yeah.
sometimes it's meant to work out the way it does.
And it was a few
Anybody else?
years before, after he passed away, before I had any kind of peace with it, and closure. And now I'm like I was telling you on our show that we did, it's like he's always with me in my ear going, get out of the fast lane. And I'm like, shut up, leave me alone.
Right.
Go away.
Shut up. That's what I do to my brother. I'm like, stop it. And her dead husband too, because he
Yeah.
bugs me constantly with his shenanigans. And I'm just like, shut up.
They have such a sense of humor. I
Yeah. Oh,
absolutely love
100,
working with
they're
them. But
they're 100% still the same people that they were in life.
yeah,
I mean, they totally
the good
embrace
parts.
that.
Yeah.
Completely embrace that. I mean, her husband, he was a real, apparently, from what I hear, was a real character. Missy can speak to that more on her own, but in ghost form, she'll say something and I will see him hovering behind her doing the whole ghost movie thing where he's on the pottery wheel with her, right? And the song will play and he's just being stupid looking, like, "Ugh." And I told her that, and she's like, "Oh my God, he totally used to say that,
Yeah.
that he was going to do that."
Beautiful.
And I'm like, "Well, he is." He totally is. So they still have a sense of humor. Does anybody else want to speak to that before we close out? I know some of you's got to go.
So this is off topic with what we have been talking about, but I just remembered that when you were speaking on the Emmanuel topic,
Uh-huh.
I remembered that whenever we have spoke about it or I've thought about it, I have felt like a labored breathing almost.
Okay.
And if they did intentionally murder him, I hope YouTube doesn't flag that if they're uploading it. Anyway, which I
I'll
think
censor it.
they might have went straight for the chest first.
So you think it was a blow to the chest
Yeah,
because you
and
felt labored breathing? Okay. And that's a very good possibility, you know. I think that was something I forgot to say in what I was picking up on. I think he was beating up on the wife, Rebecca, and she was holding the child in her arms, and so he got knocked from her arms, probably because he was crying and he wanted her to shut the baby up. And so it was a violent explosion of anger because the baby wouldn't stop crying, and the baby and her both got a brutal beating, and it unfortunately was the child's demise. And I also feel like he was already abusing the child because the very first pictures that Missy and I saw of Emmanuel, both of us immediately said he looks like he's already been abused to the point of mental
Issues. Yeah.
challenges already being significantly there in the photographs.
And I noticed in the background that in most of the most popular pictures that are on social media are ones of Emmanuel being in a hospital type environment.
Right. Yeah. I think CPS and the police department definitely did a disservice to all the children involved in that case, for sure, because they should have never been allowed to even have more children, in my opinion, especially
Right.
him.
He didn't literally just go, "Mwahaha, I'm going to kill you." I mean, obviously it
Yeah.
was unintentionally, intentionally, unresponsible. It's the whole energy of everything that how they're living. It wouldn't have happened if they weren't on the path that they're on right now, which is just
Yeah.
totally negative. Yeah.
Yeah. Drugs and alcohol and
Right.
fits of
There's a
rage.
lot of things that are
Yeah.
taking place to
Yeah.
cause that to happen.
I
And that
agree.
is really prevalent in that area. I don't know if you guys have spent any time in that area of California, but it is
No,
not uncommon in that area. It's pretty bad over there.
I've never been to California. That's one of the few states in America I have not ever been to.
The Riverside area is my first husband's family is there, and anytime I've ever been out there, it's just it's real dense, you know,
Yeah.
just really dense. You think of a bad side of town, that is the whole town.
Right.
Oh wow.
That's out near the Badlands too, right?
I'm not sure geographically. I can't
Yeah.
even find my way out of a restroom, so I don't
Oh,
know
okay.
geographically if it's
Okay.
there or not.
I think it's out near the Badlands, and the Badlands are believed to be cursed. You know, bad juju, bad energy there.
A lot of bad dense energy focused on there, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, the Native Americans don't want to live there. They're the ones that call it the Badlands. They don't want
Makes
anything to
sense
do
then.
with that area. They said it's bad energy, bad juju.
Yeah.
Mike, you got anything you want to say in closing?
Other than being just as excited as everybody else, I'm on board and look forward to our next visit.
Sweet. Jen, got anything you want to say?
I'm looking forward to this. This is going to be awesome. And Cedric agrees.
Yeah. What's up, Cedric?
Aw.
He's one of the animals that I channeled that are living. I
Yep.
helped him find his way back to Jen.
After a year and a half. Yep, my baby.
Missy?
I'm excited. I'm excited for us all to work together. So I'm looking forward to it.
All right. Yay.
Yay.
I'm going to create the group chat. I'll tag everybody in it, put you in
Cool.
there. And I will see you. I'll talk to you before then. And, we'll all meet back here next Sunday.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Good
you
night,
then.
everybody. Nice meeting you
Bye.
all.
You
Nice
too.
Nice